right, so testing mic 1, 2, and you know how we do it is the Darkroom podcast with me. I almost forgot my own name. Her-LADYSHIP. Yes, and today is particularly an exciting day for me. Hey, Edo, jiggy jiggy, because the guest I have, the person I'm going to be having this chit chat with, I know you're gonna like it, and Nadia, you be keys, you can't because I had you say. I mean, aren't we all guilty? Of course, yes, we are all guilty. And life is not that deep. When you say, like sometimes me feel say, you're funny, like too much. But I mean, it's nothing. So calm down, relax, okay? So today, my guest for today, or the person I'm having a discussion with, is our very own queen. Our unshakable queen, our melanin popping queen of queens. Just say there is no GMB22 without her. Okay. There is no the people that have registered an unforgettable presence on that stage without her. With her eloquence, I know eloquence is giving it out. By now, you guys are getting it. With her eloquence, her poise, her determination, her vibe, her friendliness, friendliness, dear. I think that we those from inside, we can say it better, but I'm sure that you those two from outside, her socials and all that, you also know. So, you guys know I like talking without talking much. My guest for today is Miss Amoani. Queen Amoani. Hey, most eloquent. Most eloquent. What you most eloquent? Most eloquent. I want to bet 25,000 billion. A million of trillion. Adeng. Adeng. Then before I mess up the questions, no cry. Yeah. But I don't know your eloquence, sir. I
don't know, honestly. And
like it's too much.
Well, thank you. I mean, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. It started from long ago, if I should say. Yes. I mentioned on GMB once that I could talk, I could speak, but at a point in my life, I was the type of person that, not exactly, the type of person that in a can we say okasagunimu. Okay. I couldn't project. Okay. The confidence was there. Okay. But I just couldn't project. And so it was my mother. It was my mother who kept pushing. It's like, hey, intimidation chain no.
There is this short video I have seen. I don't know if you've seen it, of the small girl. I said no, but point B. Was it my name? Is it?
Oh, you can't do it.
No, you can't do it.
Don't cry. That was my mother. Don't cry. You can't do it.
Oh, wow.
Teaching, no. That was it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so we have had Miss Amoani. I think that generally that has been your household name, right?
Yeah.
Miss Amoani, right now, Miss Amoani equals Mama STEM mama. Just say Ghana STEM ambassador, owner of STEM.
Okay, wow.
Career of STEM. Yes.
That's
but aside all that the public we know already, who is Miss Amoani?
Okay.
So starting with, what is your actual name, and what are the components and stuff that makes up this person that we know as Miss Amoani?
Wow. My actual name, I don't like my first name.
I know
at all.
That is why I didn't mention it for you.
I don't like my first name at all because I feel my parents are so 19th century.
Dodo, Anna, or like they should have given you the like
Jessica,
the Mirabelle, Chantel.
I even have a friend called Eclipsina.
Hey, Eclipsiness.
Yeah. No, at least Eclipse. So it adds some flavor and vibe. Out of all these names that existed, my parents named me Sarah.
Why?
I asked my mother why. And she told me that they lived with, I mean, she and my dad lived with a certain woman.
Okay.
Well, there was a woman in the house called Sarah. Now, I mean, you know, she was a hard woman.
So they wanted
she would enter places that nobody would enter. She would do things that ordinarily people would not do. So she wanted her daughter to be like that woman.
And
so
fatal.
I think
yes. I think you have taken
meaning. Yes, I think so too. I think so too. I'm sure I haven't disappointed my mother, even though I don't like my first name. And so nobody calls me by that. Nobody.
so the full name is
Sarah Ode Amoani.
Okay.
Ode Amoani is my surname.
Okay.
Ode Amoani. Yes, Sarah Ode Amoani.
Oh, okay. And now, okay, Miss Amoani makes sense. Miss always goes with the surname, so it makes sense.
Surname.
But there is a Sally.
Okay. Sally is the pet name for Sarah, like Lizzie for Elizabeth. Or Liz.
So it's general. You know, I didn't know that.
It's general. It can stand as somebody's name, but
Okay.
it's also a pet name for Sarah.
Oh, okay.
So Sarah is Sally. So some of my friends call me Sally. That is acceptable. Sarah is not.
Okay. So Sally or Miss Amoani, any of that is
Better.
or you can go with Miss Eloquent.
Thank you. I mean, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is
it the way she's been so diplomatic? Mr. Shake it off. I had a dark room. You're diplomatic.
Hey, I'm not family diplomatic.
Mr.
Killer. Oh, show his.
So like so now we know that you are Sarah Ode Amoani as Miss Amoani or Sally. So what makes you you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to describe myself. I say this all the time, just like Maya Angelou says, as a woman who is in harmony with her spirit, just like a river flowing. I go where I want without pretense, and I arrive at my destination ready. Basically, that is
and no.
Go where I want without pretense,
and arrive at your destination readily.
Ready to conquer, ready to take over, ready to do what I have to do, ready for everything, ready for the war.
Ready basically. For the I'm so glad you mentioned ready for the war, because we are like the world is actually a war zone.
It is.
We are fighting seen battles, unseen battles. Foreseen battles
from all angles.
Unforeseen battles. We are just fighting. And if you are not ready, if you are pretending to be what you are not, it means you are increasing your battle to be twice as hard as it should have been.
You know, Ambang, I believe that life is simple. You mentioned this earlier. Life is simple like AT.
I know, right?
You know, it's just that sometimes we as human beings try to complicate it for ourselves. I am not another person somewhere.
And another person.
Whatever I hear about me, accept it.
Not mine to change. You don't even have time to come and explain.
No,
it's fine.
Life is really simple.
Yeah.
It should be so. Yeah.
Let me tell you something before we continue.
Okay.
So the very first time I saw you, it wasn't even at the auditions. It wasn't. It was in the video, actually.
Video?
Yes.
What video?
When they put together the audition and everything. I didn't really even see you at the auditions.
Of course.
And everything. But in the video, when the video was out, I think by then were we in the house? Okay, I don't know. But I remember my first encounter, and when I saw you was at the auditions, and then you were this was like your and you were stamping on your feet when they had mentioned your name.
The rep.
Yes. Yeah. And when we got into the house, let me say this, if I could count 5 people I knew I was in a competition with, Obeto was second and I first. Seriously. I mean, if I can actually put it out, if I could count 5 people out of the 15 girls that were in a competition, I know that Debbie. This is a competition.
This is going to give me a competition.
Top game. You were one of them.
I'm glad.
Like, so, you know, I don't know if you also felt the same way, but I think that for our badge, we had this thing of, we don't care, but I said deep down, everybody is doing their own things and getting ready.
True.
But like we didn't put it in front of ourselves that it be but deep down we knew it was giddy giddy.
It was.
So if I could count like 5, definitely your name was back. And I never ever dreamt of not seeing you at the finals.
Wow.
Omobwa.
No, don't take me there, please.
No, so like,
don't take me there. I beg.
Funny enough, even though I knew you were a competition, and I saw myself going to the finals, but I knew you would be there. That would be like the tough part of it, and then we will now just say we'll just
see ourselves, you know.
And then finally, I mean, that should tell you that I know a lot of people to do, even in the house, knowing you are a competition. I have admired you.
Oh.
Yes, because say we should stand for ourselves. I feel like I'm jumping the podcast.
She's
like
jumping.
Jumping. I'm not following. I'm not following I want to follow because let's just go the natural way. Yanko. Okay. So I have this segment called the this or that, where I'm going to give you two options, then you pick one. That one,
two. Okay.
Yes, we go like very quickly. So to start with, knowing you, me knowing you, let me start with heels or sneakers.
Heels.
Of course. Dress or pants. That's a tough one.
Very tough. Dress.
Okay. Gold jewelry or silver jewelry?
None.
You don't like jewelry at all?
Not at all.
Evident. You're not wearing earrings.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I know.
Okay. So do you... Fanny Mami swear. Answer the question because question where they end you. The question is hard. Okay, but let's go. Let's continue.
Okay.
Younger guys or older men?
Oh my God.
I said it. No. Okay, fine. Let me rephrase. I mean, do you like younger guys or you like more matured guys?
Younger, as in terms of age.
Yes, age-wise. You know, there are some people naturally they prefer elderly men.
People. I agree. Oh wow. Okay. I'm in a tight corner because I've experienced younger men, people who are younger than me, that have a lot of wisdom, knowledge about things that are happening around us, knowledge about life. And I've experienced older men who have the same. I mean, people you can call daddy because
hey daddy.
Hey daddy. Oh my God. Ambang.
Yes.
I'll let it pass.
I'm waiting. You let it pass. You go back to it.
Wow. Well, if he's young and oh my God, older men, please, older men. I mean, if he's 50 or 60, I don't mind. I know I don't mind. Yeah. That is if you have all that I'm looking for, or most of the things that I'm looking for, it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Age does not matter to me, whether you're old or you're young.
Age actually doesn't matter because these days, I mean, it's been proven over and over again that, honestly speaking, the older men, they are better. Because young guys just say
big ups Regina Daniels.
We are learning from you because
and Miss Universe Nigeria, thank you for showing us the way.
Because at the end of the day, the younger guys, most of them are just please. I'm sorry, but I have to say this. Most of you are not serious.
Do you know what hurts the most?
They
Your
are not.
big sister. You want to come and stress me?
Why?
No, please. Older men.
All right, so beach vacation or mountain retreat?
Mountain retreat. Yeah.
Really?
I'm from the mountain.
Oh, makes
Mountain
a lot of
retreat,
sense.
yeah.
This is our answer for you.
Yeah, I love natural things. So.
Okay. I said this is our answer for you. Books or movies?
Oh, come on. Books, obviously. All day, all night.
Messi, yawo GMB no. Anytime you are looking for Amoani and you can't find her, she's on top of her bed reading The Alchemist. The Alchemist.
That wasn't the old
Hey!
book, but The Alchemist is my favorite book. At the moment, it is my favorite book.
Every time you find her reading that book, so that one, dear. Do you like lipstick or lip gloss?
Gloss.
It's obvious. So would you rather prefer yoga or you want to do like normal workout?
Swimming.
Or you don't even do any
workout.
at all?
Yoga. Well, okay. Yoga is more flexible. Yoga.
Okay. Which would you prefer on a date night? Would you prefer an indoor date or an outdoor date?
Netflix and chill. Indoor,
Netflix
baby.
and chills. Do you like flowers or you prefer money?
Money bouquet.
Money flowers. Money flowers. Which is your favorite time of the year? Is it summer or winter? Do we have that in Ghana yet? Ghana, you're very Hamatan.
Open. But I love rain. So
you like rain?
Yeah.
I don't
winter,
like rain.
I love rain.
I don't like rain. Every time it rains.
Can you? I don't know. Can you feel the sun scorching lately?
Yes, I mean yes,
what
but
wrong did we do?
I would want the sun not to be so scorchy, but I don't want it to rain.
It's really scorchy here.
Satan is on duty. Which is your favorite pet? Would you prefer cats or dogs?
I don't like animals.
Oh,
at all.
Makeup or natural?
Natural.
Okay.
Makeup is stressful.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could change one body part about yourself, which would you change?
I don't mean to sound insecure, but then if I could change one thing, it would be my nose.
Do you know that of all
They used to call
places?
me Acrobat back in high school and primary school.
Really?
Yeah, I feel it's slightly bigger.
Do you know that of all places or of all things I could have guessed, not that?
Oh, really?
My dream crown.
My nose, please.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, me, if I could change anything about myself, it would be my ears.
Your ears. You don't have elf ears.
I do. I do. You think why am
You're
I
having
always
a problem? Oh.
You think why am I always covering it? Okay, so this is your last question.
Okay.
Do you prefer being friends with girls or you prefer being friends with boys?
Well, I don't segregate, but I think most of my friends are girls.
Okay. All right. So that is all for this or that, Miss Amoani. But I have one last question to ask. Do you like bright colors or dark colors? I know your favorite color is black.
Black is my favorite color. So black.
Your
dark
favorite
colors,
color is dark
obviously.
colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's jump into the main meal of the day. I have been waiting.
Okay.
Hey, Amoani, Mashasha Wache.
Okay.
You have been in my books for long. And today that I finally have you, we are going to basically just open yourself up a little more than what we are used to or than what we see on the socials or on the screens and stuff, for people that want to know you a little personal. I am of the view that sometimes people treat public figures the way they treat public figures because they don't think public figures are human beings. Do you think so?
I agree.
They don't really see that. It's like you are more of a, if I could go further to say, a monument.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A monumental thing that people admire, want to be like, worship.
Yeah.
That they don't know that if you cut you will bleed. Hence the reason people say anything they say.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
That is why we are having the show at large, to just give people a little insight on the fact that exactly. So for my first question today, I already asked who Miss Amoani is, and you've told us that already. But how has it been particularly for you growing up as a young girl? Growing up, has it been a very easy journey? You have both your parents. You grew up with both your parents.
Yeah,
how is it like? Because I know that we have quite a number of people out there that are from broken homes, and we don't know the feel of growing up with both your parents. So how has the journey been like for you in particular?
For me, it's been amazing. I mean, I'll be ungrateful to God if I say that I've had like extremely hard times or faced extremely hard times. No, I can't say that for myself. I grew up in a very lovely home. Both parents, 3 elder sisters. Oh my God.
Wow.
Those 3. Oh no.
Your backbone.
I love them so much. I do. My parents ensured that we got the best of everything. And I'm the last girl, so I got all the books.
Baby last.
Maybe last to share. So if I do some things, please understand me. Yeah, last born,
it's your hard
you know, I got all the books that I wanted. You know, I don't know. I just had a good time growing up.
Okay.
And I've tasted. I don't want to call it extreme poverty. No.
Okay.
I've tasted hard times, just a little hard time, and then I've tasted sweet times.
Okay.
Hard time in the sense that I grew up in a compound house.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
With about 80 people, a very big compound house.
80.
80. Yeah, that was how big the house was. Yeah, to the point that we divided the house into two. There were some who belonged to the Kubeasi and then the Mangoasi, because there was a coconut tree and there was a mango tree. So if your building, if your house falls under the yeah Kubeasi, if you're under the mango tree,
Mangoasi.
But our well, it was an apartment. Our building or our house was in the middle.
Oh, okay. You
belong in between. You know, the kind of house that if you offend somebody's mother can come and correct you. The kind of house that you could go and eat in somebody's house.
We don't have these days.
Exactly. Yeah. That was the kind of setting I grew up in. But in as much as it was sweet, my parents ensured that we don't go wayward, because I grew up in a very rowdy area, for the lack of a better word. I grew up close to Nima, Pig Farm, 5-5 Newtown.
Yeah, I grew up that you can easily. Okay.
I know now. I have some of my friends who have 3-4 kids. I don't even have one. You know, so these were the things my parents were preventing to ensure that we were on the right path. To success. So that was where I grew up. But fortunately for me, my family relocated to Pokwasi. Shout out Spoke City, you know.
Obviously, at this point in time, we'll trim Pina Pokwasi. Pokwasi.
No. Hey, when you have a boyfriend at Pokwasi.
Then you move all the way from like Medina, Kaswa.
You have time. Yeah, so I continued my education at Glorious Child School Limited. Oh my God, the best school in the Ghana district.
Hey, pressure.
Yeah, that was where I wrote my BC. Went on to Ghana National College in Cape Coast.
Okay.
Attended UPSA. Did business admin. UPSA again. Read law. And currently University of Ghana. Yeah. So I grew up in a very lovely family. Also, I lost my dad in April this year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's still hard. I cry sometimes, but life goes on.
I've spoken about it quite a number of times, because I said I remember back in the house you were so fond of your dad. You spoke a lot about him.
Yeah.
So to lose him, someone very close to you, I can only imagine how difficult.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. But thankfully, when we walk out of our rooms, we don't look like what you've been through. Yeah. So I mean, people handle pain differently, and people take different times to heal. And so I'm just allowing myself to go through the process. Whatever happens. I've lost him. Yeah. I can't do anything about it. I just have to continue with life.
Talking about some of the challenging moments you have faced, most of us know you to be a very tough girl.
Yeah.
Very strong. Like I said earlier in my intro, unshakable, unbreakable, and all. But we can't say that you are not human.
Of course.
So definitely there are going to be low times. How do you take yourself out of situations, issues that are supposed to break you? How do you manage to lift yourself out of that?
You know, out of all the things that I describe myself as, one of the things I'm thankful to God for is forgetfulness. Well, it may not be a blessing in some cases, but I call it a blessing because I easily forget. Especially things that people did to hurt me. And so my mom keeps saying that, because you find me going back to the people who hurt me, the things that broke me, because I have forgotten about them. I easily forgive, and so I easily forget. So I think that is one of the blessings I would thank God for. Sometimes it's very hard, but like I said, I let myself go through the process. Nobody knows the number of mental breakdowns I've had this year.
I can't imagine.
Exactly. If I don't tell you, you will not know the number of mental breakdowns I've had this year, especially because I had goals for the year. I set goals for myself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I even wanted to be married this year.
You don't say.
Hello.
You don't say. Hello.
When I was setting my goals, I was like, oh, if God brings me a husband, I won't say no. At some point in the year, I thought, okay, maybe that is the husband.
Kafra.
So yeah, I just allow myself to go through the process. Time heals everything, so I give myself time.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So talking about going through the whole process and everything. Yeah. Where I am taking you to it's an interesting place. Like I said, I never imagine you not being part of the top 3 in GMB. We cannot, because Miss Amoani, we can't have this conversation without talking about GMB. Okay. I know that my viewers, a lot of my people are interested to know, because I have said it before. In my time, when I was evicted, I didn't feel or think I was supposed to be evicted. But the question they will ask is, like, who should go? Right? Because I feel like, no, if your judgment to me is that you are, I remember what the judge said. She said, you came in timid, but you picked up. What's the point of GMB? Yeah. The whole thing is like a growing process
to build.
And people. Then never in my judgments have I come in strong. I don't come in timid and all. You judge another person saying that, oh, and then I feel cry, but another chance. And I'm saying this for a fact. And then I will buy a show and cry and feel. A judge said it, but we'll give you another chance to prove yourself. We assume that maybe this week things were tough and all that. Then the one time that you say I came in timid, but I picked up. You took me out.
It's wonderful. No, like, I remember a week before you were a star performer. A week or 2 weeks before that,
you took me out. You didn't. So what? Why is my story different that you didn't give me another chance to? Why didn't you also think that okay, maybe the week was tough for me, but for someone else, you could think that the week was tough for them. Anyways, so how did you feel? Right at the very moment when your name was mentioned and you realize that where your name has been mentioned, it means you're not part of the top 3. How did you feel? And also knowing that you had a lot of people, no capping, you had a lot of people at that time who could have bet their lives on the fact that you will either be a winner or part of the 2 runner-ups. How did you feel when you realized that it didn't go that way?
You want the truth, don't you?
Yes, the exact truth.
Would you believe me if I tell you that I anticipated it?
No, I wouldn't. I don't. I don't. I don't.
Yeah, that is why I didn't hear me or see me ranting after the whole show.
You actually didn't.
Because it wasn't a shock. It wasn't surprising. I saw it coming. How?
It should be a shock. Like, how did you see it coming?
It wasn't a shock to me. I say this because, like I said, I anticipated it. I saw it coming. And so when it happened, I was already prepped for it. I was ready to embrace the bullet.
No, but
so it wasn't shocking. So you saw me smiling when they mentioned my name. I was walking, I was smiling because, believe me or not, I had braced myself for it.
No, okay. I need more specifics. I need more specifications. Like, let's get it more interesting. How? Why?
Okay. I don't mean to sound like a law person, no. But you know when you read between the lines, I'm that kind of person. I like to read between the lines. I like to read the room. You know, it shouldn't happen before you realize that it has happened.
So like, no,
I read between the lines, like 2 weeks to find out.
That's what I wanted to ask.
I read the room. I read between the lines. I inferred from comments, from attitudes, from reactions.
Oh.
And then I braced myself.
For real.
In as much as we all went there to place to win. I mean, who would go into a competition without wanting to win?
Of course.
I wanted to win. That was why I went. In as much as I wanted to win and all of that, I read the room. I read between the lines. A few weeks to the final. So I called my mom one time and told her,
They should get prepared.
But I just wanted to sort of prove a point, do my best, so that people will know that girl wait dear. Now was so but being a see So I went there to prove myself. I went there and I always do things telling myself that I don't know who is watching.
Okay.
And so I'll do it for my destiny helpers to see.
Yeah. I had a lecturer back in the university, Dr. Renchi, wherever you are, shout outs to you and thank you for all the advices you give us back in school, back in university. His line is eyes are watching.
Eyes are watching.
He says that all the time.
Eyes are watching.
Eyes are watching.
Eyes are watching. You never know who is watching. You never know who is looking forward to taking you to another level. And so I do my things, putting in mind that there's someone out there who may fall in love with me by watching what I do.
What you do.
So that night, I went on the stage to do my best, to give my all, so that even if it doesn't come to me, people will know that no, the girl is not the problem. The system is the problem.
The problem. Is the problem.
So
I think at the end of the day, that was achieved.
It was.
Yeah, because
greatly.
Exactly. It was.
I am not the problem.
The
system. That is the problem.
But in the Omokasai, like, hey, why am I speaking to you? Let me stop. In the like plenty talk.
Yeah.
One of the things people said to kind of give a reason for you not being part of the top 3 is they think your question. They think it's how you answered your question. Do you remember?
I remember.
They think it was how you answered the question and the age
range
you gave for it. Do you think that's the actual reason?
And we wonder why rape cases are so high lately.
My just ended podcast, we spoke about that.
We wonder why rape cases are so high lately. We wonder why we hear of defilements. We wonder why we hear of people killing their girlfriends.
And
these are the sources.
To be a thing.
Yeah. I won't take back my word. What I said on that night was something I actually meant, and something that is actually
something
true.
You believe in, and which is true.
It's true. What is wrong with teaching your child body parts? Would you rather your child is ignorant and then get information from outside? Charity begins at home. Nobody can take that away. And the home is the most basic, and I mean, it is the first agent of socialization.
It is.
If you don't do this to your children, I don't know the kind of home you come from. Forgive me. Yeah. But in my house, you learn over there. You learn. It is the basic form of socialization, the basic agent of socialization. Charity begins at home. Yeah. If you don't teach your children, people outside will teach your children for you.
Yes.
And in the long
run,
you
might not like what they are teaching them. Yes.
Ambang, like I said, you want the truth. But God also knows what he's doing all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine. It wasn't the right person. And I'm so okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't know how to put it, but God has blessed me. What more can I ask for? GMB gave me a platform. One I'm so thankful for. I'll forever be.
And you've proven yourself.
They gave me a platform. And this is where I am now. So I can't complain. I'm glad whatever happened. I came home on Monday and I was trending number 1 on Twitter, now X. Like, me. Wow.
No, trending India. What trendy yo? And when you were trendy,
it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, at least people have seen the truth.
People have.
So I'm not the problem. The system is a problem again.
Talking about you being okay, and that it went to the right
person,
the right person and all that. Let me just chip this in. I wanted to talk about the rape thing, but let me chip this in. With you thinking that it's gone to the right person.
Yeah.
Aside all the people supporting you and everything, there was still hate. And I'm actually using hate because I say that this is the dark room. Like, let's just try to be honest. It's not dislike.
Yeah.
It wasn't for just a comment.
There was hate.
There was hate in even with the fact that you didn't have it, but there was hate.
Yeah.
Like, how did you even go through all that? How did you? Because sometimes some comments you see, some attitudes you get, some it's like people made it look like you were jealous.
You know,
people made it look like you were hating on who. This, you were hating on that, and it was crazy. I don't know. How did you manage to even take yourself all through that?
I mentioned earlier that whatever you hear about me, please keep it. I'm not here to correct anything or to
Vanessa.
And some of these comments come from people who do not even know you
at all.
People who have never met you
at all.
They say all sorts of things about you. Some very hurtful things about you. It's wonderful.
People who can and some of these people, if they put them in front of you,
you know, because there is social media, you talk like you want to. You just say anything you want. No, I wasn't jealous. I didn't act jealous.
I mean, are you sure you were not jealous?
I wasn't. I told you I braced myself.
Promise me you were not jealous.
I am here on the show. No,
promise you were not jealous.
I'm bang. Me a Christ Apostolic ni o. CAC papa.
See how we
me a dickness. No.
It's what kind of cry?
No, I'm telling you, these are values that I picked from my home. I picked from the church.
Okay.
If I'm jealous, my dear, say if I was jealous, I would have confronted the winner. I'd have confronted TV3. I'd have raised a whole hullabaloo on social media.
Yeah.
And I would have gotten people to support me.
People would have. Because as at that time, you were actually trending.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would have gotten people to support me. But because I wasn't jealous, I went on with my life.
Into change.
Yeah.
You didn't even feel a better of like you didn't feel like, really?
No.
I don't have words for it. So
I understand the
actions.
vibe. I didn't feel like really because yes, media.
Okay.
Media. But in God's eye, I am a queen.
Okay.
And you know, God doesn't need to put a crown on your head
to make
for people to know that this is the crowned queen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. It doesn't always have to be like that. So I describe myself as a queen with an invisible crown.
Yeah.
You don't see it,
but
you see it.
Yeah. And I think when you are doing,
you see it.
It has taken us there.
So I wasn't jealous. See, let me clear the air today.
Please.
I was never jealous. I have never been. Taya and I are very good friends. To the point that you did cry snap picture.
Okay.
Why should I be jealous?
We didn't know that. It's more social media and you are fighting on behalf of people. Please, the people are eating together.
You understand?
You know,
it's wonderful. See, to the point that when we are eating, we snap for each other to see what we are eating.
What you are eating.
When Squid Game was released, we watched it together, not in the same room, but she was watching it in another place, and I was watching same episodes. So why would you fight and think that we have we don't?
Okay.
I've never been jealous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have cleared that air. Let me take you back to